Welcome back to another episode of From My Perspective. I'm your boy Dion coming back to you. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode. Go ahead, hit that like button, go ahead and subscribe, and leave a comment section in the comments if you may. Again, thank you for joining us From My Perspective. I'm your boy Dion Q. How you doing on this fine day?
Hey, y'all already know the best. Your boy, Mr. Bell, aka say your name up on this. All might not put you in the mouth. What's up, yeah?
Ain't nothing much, no. It's a big week. A lot going on. Then next week is a super big week for us as we live in the state of Kentucky, the city of Louisville. But there's a big day that's going on. It probably has happened since has happened if you're listening to this podcast when it released. But I got a question for you, real quick, Q. As of right now, who do you hope is a Tennessee Titan as y'all have the third pick,
Forfeit.
fourth pick? Who do you hope is a Tennessee Titan right now?
Okay. I keep hearing, okay, so at first I was hearing Jeremiah Love, and I wasn't sold on it, but the, I was watching Booger McFarland talk, and he said he's like a 2-1, but not Travis Hunter type 2-1. He's a receiver and a running back. You can really legitimately line him up at wide receiver, and he's going to be able to run the routes as well as you get a running back. So I I wouldn't be mad at Jeremiah Love. I don't know if he's gonna fall, but the guy at Texas Tech, David something, Bailey,
David Bailey,
David Bailey.
David Bailey.
If he, yeah, if he would fall to Tennessee, I think they got him projected as a top 3 pick.
Yep.
He fall to Tennessee, I would not be mad. I would not be mad whatsoever. We also need a wide receiver. So Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State, I wouldn't be mad at that neither. So if
Yep.
I had to pick one, I'm going Jeremiah Love because Booger McFarland sold me on it.
Yeah, ain't nothing like a running back to help out a young quarterback.
Yeah, but he also needs some offensive linemen too to
I
help
need
out our
y'all need a
quarterback.
lot. Y'all need a lot.
A lot is an understatement, and that's
For the Cowboys, we need a lot of defense. I would love David Bailey. I'd be shocked if he falls to 12. He's not. But as of right now, I hope Caleb Downs. I hope you're a Cowboy. Sonny Styles, hope you're a Cowboy. I really want Caleb Downs. But potentially, if we get wiped out of all good defensive players, considering the news that came out today that they said George Pickens, you got to play on that tag. We not giving you no extension. Wouldn't be surprised if we drafted Jordan Tyson or a Cornell Tate. So
okay. Real quick, is that not crazy to you that they came out and said that? Do they not know George Pickens' history? Nah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be petty when I say that. I'm being legit. Like, do they not know to do? Okay, he was on his best behavior this year because he was trying to get that check. If y'all not gonna pay that man, why not trade that man? Because you know,
technically we can't because he hasn't signed the tag yet. But they basically said we ain't gonna give you no extension. You playing on that tag or you're not playing football this season.
do they not know who he is? So
They
Burger
call,
say,
they call him NFL young boy for a reason.
uh, so he ain't playing football this year.
I'd be shocked. I mean, you turning away you turning down 28 million?
Okay, cool. I'm glad you said that. All right, because I always say this to people. Asking me right now, am I turning away 28 million? No. But asking me if I'm George Pickens, where I already got some bread and I know my talent is worth a long-term contract, I don't know. I might consider it.
The Cowboys can tag him again next season too.
True. But you think he gonna keep signing the tags? Even if he play, even if he play this year, all right? You think he gonna do it again?
Uh
He ain't doing it.
that
He ain't Kirk Cousins.
that's why I said there's possibility we could draft a receiver because I think I'll be shocked if George Pickens is a Dallas Cowboy for the 2027-2028 season. I'll be shocked at this point.
I'll be shocked.
So that's why I wouldn't be a bad idea to draft his
16.
replacement already.
I got it at a 5.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, but really though, Caleb Downs, I want you back there playing safety
Oh,
for my
oh,
Cowboys.
y'all don't want him that year. Got it. Okay. So that's what I see. Y'all just did want him that year. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. But let's go ahead and move on and talk about what's going on. There's two playoffs going on. Actually, you got the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoff. We talked about a pre-pod. You think the NHL might need to move their playoffs around a little bit because I feel like it gets lost in the shuffle, especially their first round or two. People probably don't really think about it until it gets to the conference finals.
It would benefit me personally. If from my perspective, it would benefit me because I can't. You know me. I love basketball, so I'm not gonna get around to the hockey because I'm too busy into the NBA playoffs. That's why I'm not gonna be able to watch the NHL to the Stanley Cup Finals because of the fact they'll be on off nights. Them
Yep.
and the NBA will be on off nights. So personally, I think to get more eyeballs on the TV from your casual sports fans, not your diehard NHL, your hockey fans.
They
I
they
think
watch it right now.
they don't care about winning. You know what I'm saying? SGA who? What are we talking about? They think it's some city in Canada. You know what I mean? I don't they don't care nothing about the NBA, right? But from us, the casual sports fans, if we had the opportunity, if it started a little earlier, not in the summertime, because I don't want to see nobody playing on ice in July. But if it started a little early as of where their playoffs started last month, and they come into the Stanley Cup Finals during the NBA's first round,
Oh,
I might switch over to watch the Stanley Cup Final versus the first round of the NBA playoffs.
hmm I agree.
If you put the Stanley Cup against the first round, I'm watching the Stanley Cup. You put the Stanley Cup against the second round, I think I'm gonna lean towards. Okay,
I'm gonna
y'all
lean
probably.
towards the Stanley Cup. I'm gonna lean
I'm
towards
gonna.
the Stanley Cup.
I ain't gonna lie, man. But I'm NBA. I love basketball, so
It would depend on the matchup.
yeah, it would depend on the matchup. And if I see, you know what, it'd be a split screen. That's what it would be. It would be a split screen. So yeah, from my perspective, I would love for the Stanley Cup to get moved up. But as me, I'm a casual hockey fan.
All right.
Casual.
Well, yeah, the NBA, but the NBA playoffs is going on. NHL. You got your team. You think it's gonna win? I know you looked at the bracket. I haven't watched enough to pick a team yet. I'll be locked in during the conference finals though.
Okay. Is this is this a little cheating?
Go ahead.
I'm going with the Stars.
Okay.
Is it cheating because of the fact that series is tied 1-1 and they currently playing in the third game and they up 2-1. That lets y'all know when we recording this. So well, I'm going with the Stars.
All right, going to start. I ain't gonna pick it because I just
Is
don't
that
know.
cheating? I ain't gonna lie. Just looked at the brackets. I have always had a thing for the Wild. I don't know why. So I think that's gonna be my hockey team, which that's the team the Stars is playing. But when I first looked at the standings, I picked the Wild. When I just looked at the brackets, like you said, I watched a little bit of hockey throughout the year, not enough to have like deep dive, but I was looking at the Wild. But now I'm going to get them because they lose. Hopefully they come back. Then I'm gonna switch next week. Y'all pay attention.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and slide to the NBA before we talk about the playoffs exactly. Let's talk about the awards and some of the award winners and some of the coming up awards that's getting announced. Some of the award winners so far, though, the key NBA clutch player was given to SGA. The other finalists was Anthony Edwards and Jamal Murray. Any thoughts about SGA being the clutch player? I know it's really like a statistical, like a certain stat they got to reach to get that. So I guess SGA got that.
Okay. So maybe this is gonna be old man get off my line. I, I understand the importance of rewarding the person who shows up in the most clutch moments. I get it, and I respect that. And I'm not trying to take nothing away from SGA, but at some point, when do they turn into participation trophies?
Yeah, there's another award that I'm gonna get to down here. Like it looks like it's a new award. This sounds exactly like a participation award, but we'll get to that in a second. Um, 6 Man a Year was given to Keldon Johnson, San Antonio Spurs. The other finalists was Tim Hardaway Jr. and Jaime Jaquez Jr. for the Miami Heat. So
That
not
feels like a real. That's like a real award. Maybe
true.
because I'm used to it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Same one. Same with this next one. Kia NBA Defensive Player of the Year. They might as well rename it to the Victor Wembanyama Trophy for the foreseeable future. He won it over Chet and Sir Thompson. Q. We talked about this in the past. They really need to split this in half between front court and back court player, right?
Yes, they do. But here's my thing: if they not gonna split it, because me and you've been on this for what, a year or two, that they need to split it. If
Yeah.
they not gonna split it, at some point, y'all can't keep giving it to Victor. And I know we looking into the future, but you Victor gonna be winning 7 years in a row. Now you
Yeah.
gonna at some point you gonna have to give. Are we gonna get voters fatigue or whatever the case may be? If you not gonna split it, which they should split it, because guards and wings they do a lot on the perimeter. Don't get me wrong. I know bigs, they protect the rim, they get the rebound so they limit second chance opportunities. They also got to switch out nowadays too. I am not trying to discredit a big whatsoever. But at the same time, Marcus Smart did a lot of work out there. The the Thompson boy, I don't know.
Sir Thompson.
Sir, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did a lot of work on that there on the perimeter. Gary Payton used to do work out there on that perimeter. Bruce Bowen used to do work out there on that perimeter. Like, wings and guards need their recognition too, because of the simple fact they just don't give it to a big man like they do every year. Imagine,
Yeah.
I am the same person who just explained about the participation trophies,
Yeah.
but I feel like this one is warranted because
Yeah.
in fact the voters have shown there's enough sample size to show the voters is going to give it to the big man majority of the time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Some awards that has not been announced yet. Speaking of participation trophy, I believe this is a new award. You tell me if I'm wrong, Q. You more tapped into the NBA than I am, and I'm pretty tapped in. But the NBA Tom Man Stokes Teammate of the Year, and it's a host of finalists. Host of finalists. So have you heard of the Teammate of the Year award before?
No. Well, I'll take that back. I've heard of it before, but I think it's new. I feel like this is new. Yeah.
So we just giving out participation trophies like you said.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we doing. I
All right, all right.
mean,
There's a host of finalists. I'm not gonna go through a bunch of names, but has the likes of Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Desmond Bain, Drew Holiday, just a bunch of people on it. It looks like about 12 people is on it. So shout out to them one. Yeah, it's 12 people exactly.
yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
It is what it is. Uh, Coach of the Year, JB
Oh,
Bickerstaff,
it came
Detroit
out in
Pistons.
2013.
Huh?
It came out in 2013, so it's not that new.
Oh, shit. I ain't even. Who's been winning this?
Drew Holiday has a record 3 wins. Steph won it in 2021.
Oh, well, Drew is also a finalist in this, so I mean, I guess I'm tapped in, but not tapped into that award. Yes. Um, NBA Coach of the Year, the finalist is JB Bickerstaff for the Detroit Pistons, Miss Johnson for the San Antonio Spurs, Joe Mazzulla for the Boston Celtics. That is actually a pretty good finalist. You could, I think you go either way. For me, it's JB Bickerstaff or Joe Mazzulla. What Mazzulla has done and Bickerstaff has done, you did not expect from either one of them. It's tough. You can flip a coin between JB and Coach Mazzulla. I don't know who I give it to. But
So Missoula don't want the award because I heard him say he don't want the award. He don't feel like he's the coach of the year, but it's kind of hard to. I also want to shout out Tiago Splitter. I also
He
think
got put in a bad situation.
he got put in a bad situation, and not to mention all the current bad situation stuff they got going on, where the
Yeah.
owners don't want to spend no money. They don't even want to give away free T-shirts. The owners don't want to give away free T-shirts. It's the playoffs. Who y'all head coach was at her? He got a Fed case at the beginning of the year, and Tiago split up. Carry y'all, help build this team and carry it to a playoff berth. Won a playing game. Didn't he? I don't want to pronounce the man's name. Agnew was a first time All Star. He helped this man become a first time All Star. Of course, imagine he got more role, he got more PT compared to when he was in Washington. It was already showing there too. But still, he became an All Star.
Yeah, Scoot Henderson looking good.
Scoop, man, because people were starting to wonder if Scoop wasn't gonna be was he gonna be a bust. I I think he should have been one of the Coach of the Year finalists, but I understand why he couldn't be because those other three, not to take away from the other three, but Portland don't want to pay him. They try to pay an NBA coach like $2 million. The boy raised $6 million. Come on, bro. You see what I? Anyways, I think it should be. Who do I
It's
think?
tough.
I'm gonna go with Boston head coach.
Joe Mazzulla, yeah.
Man, I'm gonna go with Missoula because of the fact it was supposed to be a gap year. They second in the East.
Might win the East.
I got them as favorite. That's the
Yeah.
thing, and they second. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Missoula. That's coach.
Yeah, I guess I just go definitely go with JB, bigger staff. I mean, they both we assumed the Pistons would be decent. We didn't think they was gonna be number one in the East. We figured that would probably be out right side out of the play in. Y'all probably be like 6, 5. But they number one, so I'll probably give it to him.
Can we have an honest conversation real quick?
So,
They number one. Okay. What you think they're gonna be next year? Do
I
you
can
th-
see them dropping to 5.
okay? Okay. That's why. Do you think they number one because it was a down year in the East, or do you think they number one because they are number one in the East? Because if Boston's healthy, you assume Boston's gonna be number one.
It's a
If
down year in the East. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about the Knicks. I'm thinking about the Cavs. Yeah, it was a down year, but they still, even with it being a down year, I didn't expect him to be one though. So
true, true, and also, you know what I'm saying. I ain't trying to no on horn or nothing, but it seemed that it made the playoffs in the East this year. That's gonna be back next year.
that they literally they took this gap year serious.
We know, like it was everybody was hurt on this damn team. I looked around like, damn, Pascal, you hurt too? I ain't
Surprised you didn't get a call to come up there to get some
and,
shots up.
they gave me a foul. I ain't, but then they saw me hoop with my son. And they said, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Uh, the next award, real quick. The kid NBA Most Improved, Nick, Nickel Alexander Walker from Atlanta Hawks. Dini Aing, the guy you was talking about for the trade.
Digby Agnia. Agnia. I think it's
Yeah.
Agnia. I think it's pronounced Agnia.
He did. He looked good in the game yesterday. We'll talk about it a little bit more. And Jalen Duran from the Detroit Pistons. Those are your most improved. Who you got?
Ooh, I'm going with Digby. Denny. I'm going with Denny.
All right, cool. I'm gonna follow your lead on that. Next award, tough one. It's tough. NBA Key Rookie of the Year. Keep in mind, the playoffs is not considered in this. If it was, it'd be an
But
easier choice considering what we saw yesterday. But VJ Edgecombe for the Philadelphia 76ers, Cooper Flag for the Dallas Mavericks, and Khan Knipple, who plays for the Charlotte Hornets, who was the had the most 3-point had the most 3-pointers in the regular season, but did not show up in the play-in. So do with that as
okay,
you will.
here's the thing. All right. Who do we think we should who should, I think is this a cop out?
Oh, hey, do what you want to do.
Khan Knipple he like you said, he made the most 3 pointers, and he had a really solid year. And it was unexpected. But like that last, I won't say last 2 3 weeks of the season, they basically benched him.
Yeah, he lost it for some reason. I don't know how he
Yeah,
was it like that. Maybe the season was too long for him.
and
Not used to
then Cooper, and it ain't like Coop took it from him because Cooper got hurt.
it. Uh-huh.
So Cooper, but more was expected of Cooper as well. So for that reason, I'm gonna take the confidence, and I think both of them is deserved. I don't think BJ did enough to be in the top two in the conversation. So I'm gonna say they should split it.
Okay.
Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm split it because I can't pick one. Because I got reasons why both of them should win.
So I'm gonna get my case for VJ Edgecombe now. I wish the playoffs not in it, but if he did, he had a great showing in yesterday's game. But do you feel like from my perspective, feel like he low key saved the Philadelphia 76ers franchise? Because I felt like Joel Embiid, he don't got it no more. He's not healthy, and Tyrese Maxey can't do it himself. Without BJ Edgecombe, I think the Sixers would be talking about let's trust the process again.
Okay. I I agree with you. He did. I feel like he did save this run this season. I feel like he did save the season. I just don't know if it's enough compared to what the other two did.
Sure.
Because he started out high and then he kind of not tapered off, but he kind of
Hit a little wall.
I don't even want to say he hit a wall. He kind of just he started here and came back down to like a starter level
Mm.
guard, as to where the other two was superstar or set records.
You're right. Okay.
So that's the only reason I say like BJ. It ain't like BJ played bad at no point this season, but he came down to typical starter level
Okay.
compared to the other two was superstar or in Kai Knuckles' case was I'm set records.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I helped my team. I helped the Charlotte Hornets make the play. We talking about the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
used to be the Bobcats. They was allergic to the playoffs.
They still are.
Yeah, true. You right when you right. And I thought Charlotte was gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, I did too. But the Magic showed they must have heard that we had some things to say about them. It's like we can't go out like that. But understandable. Last but not least, Kia NBA Most Valuable Player Shea Gilgeous-Alexander plays for the OKC Thunder, Nikola Jokic, the Denver Nuggets, and Victor Wembanyama, the San Antonio Spurs. I looked at the odds. SEA is the heavy favorite.
All right,
We
man.
just gonna go. Is he going back to back?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Look, SGA, SGA is gonna win MVP. I don't think SGA should win MVP. I think it should be Wemby. Those three finalists. Cool. Now that I got that out the way, I'm gonna go on a little rant, and I'm gonna let you have it after this. The fact that Jaylen Brown is not in the top three is beyond crazy. It's like it's expected because it's the Boston Celtics. Everybody say Jason Tatum is this all-time great player, or whatever the case may be. He's missed most of the season. Jaylen Brown still had them at second place in the East, putting up MVP numbers consistently every night. Why is Jaylen Brown in the top three? Why is Jaylen Brown not the MVP? Because last time I checked, not only was Jason Tatum out, Drew Holiday is gone, Al Horford is gone, Porzingis is gone. This was supposed to be a gap. What you say earlier? Indiana took the gap year serious. Jaylen Brown said, "Nah, we ain't ready to do that." Jaylen Brown he legit said, "We not ready to do that." How is Jaylen Brown not in the comp? How is Jaylen Brown not the MVP? Some make that make sense to me. Shea did the same thing Shea did last year. Shea got a bunch of stars on his team. He got dudes that's playing eighth and ninth men on his team There will be starters on other teams. But I mean, that's my case. Go ahead, man.
I ain't got much to add. I
It
don't
sounds like
disagree
that.
with you. I personally I like Jokic better as a winner than SGA. I like Victor. I think Victor probably should. I think he should win it. He's not. My rankings would probably be Victor, Jalen Brown, Jokic, and then SGA after that, and then Luca. I know some Lakers fans wasn't happy that Luca wasn't a finalist, but hey, it happens. He wasn't
Yeah,
gonna
I
win it.
mean, respectfully, it's have to hate him. Luca probably was the fifth best, and he should fifth and deserved. Like I
Yeah.
know, I think he's probably gonna finish fourth though. And Jalen Brown's gonna finish fifth, but and you can also make a case, even though that's the thing, you can make a case for Kawhi, but they didn't make the playoffs, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you look at what else James Harden got traded. Look what else is around him.
They started out awful, and then they just why hit a switch, and they
They hit
turned
a
it around.
switch. So yeah,
They just
but yeah, nah. SGA is probably gonna win it, but yeah, I think of the final three, I think Wendy should.
uh, so let's just go ahead and talk about playoffs. The first round has started. Most teams are about two games in. So far, I'm just go down the list real quick. Thunder, they do have a 1 game lead over the Suns. Lakers lead the Rockets 2-0. The Nuggets Timberwolves series is tied at 1. The Spurs Trailblazer series is tied at 1. I want to talk about that one a lot in detail. The Detroit Pistons and the Magics, they're tied at 1. The Cavs and the Raptors, the Cavs have a two game lead. The Knicks and Hawks tied at 1. And the Sixers and Celtics is tied at 1. A lot of these games, there's not a lot of blowout series. It looks like we're gonna have some series going 6-7 in the first round, more than probably normally. So I'm interested.
You right. You said ain't no blowout. Do you really think Toronto gonna get a game? Because Toronto's two up is down by two right now. And they
I
going back
think
to Toronto.
I think
Do you
Toronto can
think?
get a game. I think Toronto can get a game. I think the Suns don't have a chance. I think OKC gonna win in
Oh
4.
yeah, yeah. I ain't
That's
even.
the only game. That's the only series I see being a sweep.
Yeah, that one I wasn't gonna count. No, no disrespect to Devin Booker. He
Yeah.
gonna do his part, but the rest of the team ain't. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna get swept. Maybe, maybe it's all them years of LeBronto. I don't have faith in Toronto.
Okay.
Now Cleveland in the next round, I think they're gonna have to work. I don't. And okay, let me say this. I think Toronto might get a game, but we talking about like 6 or 7. A lot of these
Yeah.
playoffs, a lot of these series is gonna go 6 or 7. The best series is gonna go is 5,
Okay.
from my perspective. And I could be wrong. I think a sweep is on the board, but we'll say 5, a gentleman's.
All right.
The
Okay.
rest of them, I think, like you said, a lot of these is gonna go 6 or 7 because of the simple fact there was an injury in one. If there wasn't an injury, and
Yeah.
it might be a potential no game 3 for Vic. Toronto, I mean, Portland might be able to get game 3, so then we go into a game 6 with them.
So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk about the. I would want to say the two shockers. Detroit, they lost game 1 to the Magic, the 8th seed, and then the Portland Trailblazers, they stole game 2. So both those series is tied at 1. Going into the playoffs, at least from my perspective, I expected the Spurs to sweep the Trailblazers. That's not gonna happen. I can see the Pistons giving up 1 game to the Magic, not game 1 though. I didn't see that, especially after they came from the play-in. Are you at all? Because both these teams, we kind of feel somewhat similar. We don't feel similar, but they are kind of similar boats as they're the young team. First time they've had a really good season. Me and you both said usually it takes teams a couple years to before they make a playoff run, but we both oddly feel that the San Antonio's, well, I'll talk about it here. We both did oddly feel that the San Antonio Spurs still could make a run, even though they were still young their first time. We didn't feel the same about the Pistons. We feel like they could lose in the second round if they face Cleveland, possibly. Definitely don't see them beating Boston because that's who we think. Are you nervous about the Pistons in the first round or the San Antonio Spurs in the first round?
Okay, so okay, nervous. No. So here's the thing with Orlando. I'm gonna start with Orlando first, then we'll go to the West. Orlando has, if you're looking at the rosters,
Yes,
Orlando
you
has the better. They have more talent, top to bottom. Like I think Cade is the best player, but if we go on top to bottom, I think Orlando has the more talented roster. That's why last week we was talking about, hey, if Orlando mess around and lose, we got some stuff to say about them because of the simple fact we see the talent that's on this team. Like Pablo Bancaro is a top tier player, and Franz Wagner is not that far from him.
yeah.
And then you add on Jalen Suggs that plays defense like he does. Desmond Bain, which is a very Desmond Bain's an underrated player. And then they
Mm-hmm.
got Black. I'm gonna say his first name's Anthony, but they got Black coming off the bench that has shown potential. Who is going at some point gonna tell Suggs to be like, hey, bro, hit that bench. I'm him. I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? So and then you got Wendell Carter out here playing with something to prove because it's the fact who he going against. Because that's my lady now. It ain't no longer your lady, from my understanding. You know what I'm saying? So he got a chip on his shoulder. So Orlando has the more talented roster, but we looked at it as they underperformed this year. But I forgot that Fonz missed half the season. He missed
Mm-hmm.
like 45 games.
Damn.
So I forgot. I just kept looking at Orlando not having a good record, and I was watching him play, but I forgot he missed more than half their games. So that's part of the reason why they in the situation. And then Pablo missed some time too. I remember he missed some time, but I wouldn't be surprised. Or I wouldn't be surprised if Orlando beat Detroit because, in fact, like I said, they are a more talented team. Portland only got a game because Big Guy, and I ain't trying to be bad. Like they would have got one. They probably would have got one in Portland. But they got the one in San Antonio because Big got hurt. And then San Antonio, I ain't gonna say choked it away in the fourth quarter. This last game of game two, I ain't gonna say choked it away, but they was playing with their food.
Yeah.
They,
See, I agree with you on that. And that's why I want to talk about this series is I feel like the San Antonio Spurs can make a run. After watching the first two games, I no longer believe that. I think they're going to be that young team. I could that they need a couple playoff. I don't know. Even with game one, I feel like I should be dominating this team better. For me, I felt like they should be dominating better for me to feel like y'all can make it to the NBA Finals, and I didn't feel that. Like it has me worried about what will happen if they face the Denver Nuggets. I still think they can beat the Timberwolves, but it makes me worry if how that game against the Denver Nuggets will, how that series against the Denver Nuggets will be. I'm not that confident than I was like last week after watching those first two games.
okay, I I heard you. I just think Vic is the great equalizer.
Uh,
Man, he's 75.
that
He
was he
put that
take.
arm up. Like, you know, he's in a pain closing out on 3 point, blocking 3 point shots. That
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's he's in the paint doing a closeout and then end up blocking a 3 point shot.
yeah.
You don't we ain't never seen that. Excuse me, game one. I think it was game. Yeah, I won't say it was game one. They put the camera on Tim Duncan and David Robinson. We talk about Hall of Famers. We talk about two of the coldest at their position. Both of them play for the San Antonio Spurs. Oh, both of them got MVPs. They big out here doing stuff. Both of them looking at each other like, hey, nah, man, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we
Yeah.
ain't talking about like just normal dudes. We talking about two legitimate top 20 NBA players of all time. In Tim Duncan's case, the top 10. And they both looking at Wimby like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He should be able to do that.
I agree. We just hope he's healthy though, because like I said, he's 7'5". He had to come from 7'5" all the way down to the ground. That was a nasty fall. I watched the replay. He was literally knocked out on that court. He literally went to sleep, and that was a little scary. So I hope he's okay. He has to be out 48 hours. luck of the draw, that game three ain't until 72 hours after game two. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I I'd assume he's going to play. It's the playoffs. Maybe if they was up 2 games to none, you might sit him. But now it's 1-1. You kind of need this game.
I ain't 100% sure.
You know,
I ain't gonna lie. 100% sure he gonna play game three.
is it because
I
you
think
just
it's
feel confident
you
that
would
they should beat him without Victor?
no, it's just that the Spurs track history when it comes to Wemby and injuries. They are
Okay.
very like we gonna pace him. We gonna take our time. We not gonna rush him. So that's why I'm like I'm not 100% sure. They might look at him as like we got bigger fish to fry years down the line. So let's wait on this.
Mm, mm. All
So
right, we'll see.
we'll come back. You come back strong game four.
Other series, we can talk about this pretty quickly. Lakers have a 2-0 lead. Luca is out pretty much the whole series. LeBron low key carrying. So I don't really want to talk about the Lakers. I want to talk about the Rockets. The Rockets traded away a lot of their future to get KD, and they're not in a better position. Was it a mistake? Was it a mistake, or how you feeling about that? Because right now they're down 2-0 to the Lakers. Now both games was on the road.
You know what Deuce's mistake was? Fred Van Vliet got hurt, and then they did not go get an actual point guard.
We
That's
saw
what
we said
Deuce's
that we
mistake.
said that after opening night.
We did, but it's coming. It's been showing itself all season, but it's really showing itself now. You see what CJ McCollum did versus New York.
Hmm.
Now imagine he didn't miss them two free throws late. He almost lost them the game. But CJ McCollum showed up in Madison Square Garden. Think about if he was on Houston right there. Think about if they had a win game go Drew Holiday from Portland. Portland probably wouldn't even make the playoffs if Drew
Oh,
Holiday
they
was
definitely Drew Holiday balled out in game two.
Drew Holiday. They wouldn't even make the playoffs. You needed to go get an actual point guard. No disrespect to the Thompson. He cool, but he ain't a point guard.
Nah,
That ain't his game.
he's more of a
So
defender than anything.
the G I'm not saying the GM should get fired, but the GM hey, it should be some reprimanding. You didn't go get us an actual point guard. You didn't go
It's
get somebody that can lead.
especially after you saw this ward, you saw this scar opening night. It's one thing if the scar or the ward didn't show up till late in the season after the trade deadline or something. The scar showed up opening night. You had from opening night. I ain't even gonna say opening. You had since training camp. I'm sure you went through practices watching what's going on. But I'm gonna give you open night. You had to open the night to know you needed a guard. There's been some guards that get cut. There's been some guards that's been on the trade block. I mean, hell, you could have at least got Chris Paul. At least kick the tires on Chris Paul. That's the least you could have did. They didn't even do that.
Because they don't know what they doing, man.
All right. Next series, let's talk about the series. I feel like this is going seven. Denver versus the Timberwolves. I feel like they face each other a lot in the playoffs, and I feel like Denver has won it pretty much most of the series. I got Denver winning this one, but it's like it's going to seven from my perspective. How are you feeling about that series?
Yeah, you're right. If of any of these series that I think is gonna go to seven, I think this would be the one because I think these two teams are starting not to really like each other, and that's a good thing. NBA need rivalries. NBA does need rivalries, and Ant Man to show up when Ant Man's supposed to show up because we know what Joker's gonna do.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for this game, for this to go seven, Julius Randle, what you gonna do? Because we know Jamal Murray in the playoffs, he gonna show up and show out. Anthony his running mate. Julius Randle is his running mate. Julius Randle, what you going to continue to do throughout the series?
Mhm. You're
I,
right.
I think that's what it boils. That's Minnesota's. That's gonna be the question. Even if they win this series, the next series, okay, what's Julius Randle gonna do? And is Ant-Man gonna be efficient? But more so, what's Julius Randle gonna do? So yeah,
Yeah, they go as far as Julius Randle can help. I mean, Ant-Man's gonna carry them, but Julius Randle, he's got to be there to help a lot.
it's gotta be that help. Yep, you're right.
Lastly, don't want to talk about the Knicks Hawks series. Not necessarily want to talk about the Hawks, but I want to talk about the New York Knicks. They made it to the conference final last season. We said whoever get this job, your floor is conference finals. I don't see that happening. How mad do you think? And them being down one, them with this series being tied 1-1, you better make it out the first round. You better. But how mad will the New York Knicks fans be if they don't make it out the first round, or if
Oh,
they?
he's getting fired if they don't make it out the first round. I don't think. I think they go. I think they gonna take care of business. I don't think Atlanta gonna win another game.
Okay,
If I had, if I had to predict what's the more likely outcome, I don't think Atlanta wins another game. If I had to predict, don't get me wrong. I think it's another win in Atlanta, but I would say I think New York's gonna win Game 3 for sure. That being
okay,
said, if they don't make it out the first round, he's getting fired.
okay.
Second round, if it goes 7, I think he's all right.
What about Sweet?
Nah, he get fired again. So. And I don't want to see Mike Brown get fired again because he got fired a couple times. I don't want to see Mike Brown get fired again because he ain't gonna get another head coach opportunity.
Yeah,
But if you get swept in the second round, I mean, they just fired the guy that went to the conference finals.
yeah. Good
So
point.
I mean, I'm just saying. So yeah, no. But I think New York's gonna win. I think New York is gonna come back and win Atlanta. CJ McCollum, like I said, he would have been great in Houston because you know what I'm saying. He would be the point guard. He could have got everybody else involved in the game. I don't think he's gonna be able to do what he just did 3 more times.
Okay, see what you mean. But yeah, the Knicks. We said it, y'all can't be messing around. We don't think y'all gonna make it to the conference finals because y'all got Boston probably next. I don't see the Sixers. They might win one more, but I don't see it going past six. But no, that's what no. It's still early in the NBA playoffs. You know, guys, y'all know we love the NBA playoffs around this time of the year, especially once we get closer to the conference finals and the finals. We're gonna be more locked in, talking about it more in depth. Right now, it's still early in the series. Hope Victor gets healthy. Love watching him play. But hey, it's NBA playoffs time. I'm excited. But that has been another episode of From My Perspective. Thank you guys for joining us. Go ahead, go ahead, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section and tell us who you think should be the MVP. Do you think it should be SGA? Do you think it should be Victor like me and Q? Or you like Joker? Or do you like Jalen Brown? Because Q likes Jalen Brown a lot. He's probably, I mean, he probably should be top two, but he's like maybe top five, if that. But tell us who you think should be the MVP of the 2026 NBA season, please and thank you. Once again, subscribe, hit that link in the bio for some merch. We greatly appreciate you guys for listening to us every week. Q, go ahead, take us home.
Man, you already know the best. It's your boy, Mr. Ben, aka say your neighbor from the spine. Might not put you the mom. Gonna get at y'all later.